Hello guys, this is Sandra here, and today we have the final update of my palette project pen, I think I call it. And basically I've started earlier this year, so it's been running for about half a year, and I decided to get use out of these two palettes. Maybe I should swap it around with the background so you can actually see. And obviously half a year is not enough to use up two palettes, but I was trying to make as much progress as possible, as both of these are getting a bit older and only one of them is cruelty free to start with. And if you haven't been following me since the beginning, then you will know that I'm on the way of becoming cruelty free. I haven't bought anything that's non-cruelty free for years, but my collection is on the bigger side, so it takes a while. But without further blubbering, let's hop into it. And I'm finishing this palette project pen for this year, and next year I'm gonna choose some new products, and also in about a week's time or so I'm gonna have a video up where I'm showing you my whole collection of palettes, so you can help me choose what to use next year, because I'm still not too sure. So you can help me do that in about a week's time, but for now I can show you my progress on these two. Oh, also this is the first video I think I'm filming with my hair shorter, so ta-da! But yeah, let's hop into the updates. So the first palette I've been working on is this Tom Ford Iron Cheek Compact, and when I first rolled it in initially I only had one pen on there, which was the cream shade. It's so hard to open. And then last update I also had a new pen, which was the peachy shade that I use a lot as a blush. And then this morning when I was getting ready, ta-da! I hit pen on this shade as well, which I mainly use as an eyeshadow. And I think the way this palette is intended is that these two are for the cheeks, and then these three are for the eyes. And as you can see, that has quite a good damage in there as well, but I haven't hit pen on it. But not fairly. But funnily enough, I prefer this shade on my eyes. It's just a little bit brighter. I also use this shade quite a few times, but it's just a really nice topper shade, so that one is quite hard to hit pen on. But I think this palette got a really nice amount of use. Actually, I used these two mixed on the cheeks as well quite a few times. Those two look quite nice together. And sorry, the mirror in there is filthy and probably blinding you. But I really do enjoy this palette, and I will keep using it. But obviously this project is finished now. But I'm so happy that I made so much progress on it altogether. I used it so many times, and it is a beautiful palette even though it's not cruelty free. And obviously it was limited edition, so it's not like anyone can get it anymore if you didn't get it back then. But it's such a wonderful palette. As I mentioned before, I'm just thrilled that I got to use it more than I did before, because it was always sort of like I used it. Obviously this shade I used to love as a highlighter. Now I find that sometimes it's a bit too light, but even this one, if I wear a pinky blush, I mixed these two for a highlight. If I was wearing something peachy or bronzy, I can mix those two and it still gives a beautiful highlight. And the blushes, these two in themselves, these two in themselves are giving quite a nice luminous finish off as well. So it's still beautiful just as a blush as well, and I'm just excited and happy of the progress I could make with this. And then the next palette is the Illamasqua Multi-Facet Eye Palette. Iron Cheek Palette. And I think when I first rolled it in, I had no pen in it whatsoever. And then I'm not sure I had any update. No, I think in the first update I hit pen on the highlighter shade. And then last time I had pen on the highlighter and the cream contour. And this palette will look quite different right now. Look at that. So obviously there's still pen on the highlighter, and I think it got bigger and bigger, but as I mentioned many times before, that one is a putty highlighter, so it moves around quite a bit. Now with the cream contour, I did say it last time, but if I don't use it, I'm gonna get rid of it, and that's what I did, just because as a cream contour it was too grey. And I mentioned it before that I used to love it in the beginning, but I just couldn't make it work lately. I don't know if my preference changed, I know more about makeup, and now I realize that it's actually too grey. My skin changed. I don't know, I just couldn't make it work. And then I tried using it as an eyeshadow base as well, but for that it was not dry enough. Like, my oils really came through my eyelid and my eyeshadow broke up, so it didn't work that way. So I just took a spatula and got rid of it. But more excitingly, remember how in these two I had a huge dip last time? Look, they both have pen now, and that one is actually quite huge. And then I finally hit pen in the eyebrow palette, no, the eyebrow powder as well, which took me ages, and there's a huge dip in there. But finally I got there, and this one I used to set my eyeshadow base. And I think if I dip it this way, you can see there's quite a huge dip in the black as well, but unfortunately I didn't manage to hit pen on that. This one I got quite good use out of as well, although it doesn't have too much of a dip, unfortunately. And then the two shadows I neglected most are this one, which is a white that has like a slight peach shift to it, and then the blush I haven't really used many times. I used it a few times, but not enough to make a dip, and it has a bit of a hard pen on it, so I will probably have to scrape it. But again, this palette got so much use in it since the beginning. When I rolled it in, it had no pen whatsoever, and now this has pen. This is fully gone, which yes, I got rid of, but still, this has pen, that has pen. So I'm just so happy again that there's something I got so much use out of. It's such a versatile, beautiful palette. It's great to travel with as well, because it has so many things in there that you can use: a highlighter, a blush, eyebrow pomade, I know it's powder, I just keep saying pomade, and then 4 eyeshadows that will still give you a variety of looks. And I'm so happy with the progress I made on this. Now again, this is getting a bit old, and I don't think Illamasqua is doing this palette anymore. I can never find it on the website, so I don't think they do it anymore. But they had another variation that I think I've seen about a year ago, so they might have similar palettes if you like the idea of this. Or I know Charlotte Tilbury does one as well, which is probably a lot more expensive than Illamasqua. But I really like this, and I'm really happy that I got all this use out of them, and I'm really pumped for next year, just because if I made, you know, this amount of progress on 2 palettes in about half a year, then I'm pretty sure I can make a better progress on, you know, another palette or 2 palettes. I'm not sure how I'm choosing it. I will explain it further more in that video. But basically, if I can make this much progress on 2 palettes, then I'm quite excited to see what I can do with, you know, products in a whole year. So that's my update and my finale. I'm, again, one last time, I'm really chuffed with the progress I could make. But it's enough now. Let me know what you think, and if you did a whole year project with any palettes, let me know how you got on. Were you successful? Were you not? How did it go? Because for me, this was the one project pen this year that I was doing on my own, so at times, you know, I was not that motivated because there was not a strict schedule to upload, whereas with other ones there's always like an exact time when we upload all together, so it's slightly different. But I think towards the end of the year I still got to a point where I found a good routine to use these products and get some good use out of them. But that's it. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up, and please consider subscribing. It would mean so much to me. But for now, I'm gonna go. I hope you have a good day, and I will see you in my next video. Have a lovely day. Bye bye.